guys, welcome back to the channel, and for those of you who are visiting for the first time, please do like the video and subscribe. That would really help. Okay, this video is one I've been meaning to do for quite a while actually. It's to show you an app that I use more than any other to control the Tesla, and that's an app called Watch for Tesla. Now I should add that I'm not associated with the app at all. I'm not being paid to do this video, but I just wanted to share it with you because it is a really good app to control the car. Obviously if you've got an Apple Watch, that is. Now I'm glad in a way that I've been a bit slow doing this video because they've just done an update to this app, and so this is the updated app which runs on the Watch OS of 07, and so it's the very latest thing, and they've done some really good improvements on it as well. Now on the watch itself, depending on which watch face you have, which watch face you have, depends on how the complication looks, and on mine you can see it just got the name across the top and the battery percentage there, but that'll change, that information will change depending on which complication you're using. If, for example, you were charging the car, it would also tell you there on the watch face what the charging was and how long is left to charge. If, for example, you left a window open, it would warn you about that on there as well. So it's really handy on the watch. So even without activating the app, you can see some information. Obviously, that information is only based on the last time that you woke the car up with the app. And I will show you in the settings, you can have it do that every minute, I think, is the shortest, and every 5 hours is the longest period, but I've got that switched off. So the only because I don't want it to drain the battery, which it does do a little bit. So the only time that data is updated is when I activate the app myself. But you can choose what you want to do there. If you, like I say, if you want it to update every minute, you can. So if we tap on the icon first to take us into the app, you'll see at the top there the sort of grayed out writing is showing you the cycle where it'll go through, you know, waking the car up, drawing information, etc. And it does that continually as you sort of, you know, as you tap buttons as well, it does that too. And then as far as if we go from the top to the bottom, I'll show you the app itself. At the top, Gwyn, that's the name of my car, and your name would be displayed there. You'll see in the background of mine, I've actually got a picture of my car. That does take a little bit of doing, or it did on the older version. It's brought it over to the new version, but whether or not it's simpler now, I don't know, but you'll need to look into that separately. I'm not going to cover that in this video. There is a good video by Fugal Tesla on how to get your picture on this app, but it is quite, for the old version anyway, it might be quicker on the new one, but for the old version it was a good 20 minutes to fiddle about to do it, but you know, I'll let you have a look at that. But anyway, so as far as information goes, you've got the batteries, a bit of data on the batteries at the top, 78%, 178 miles. If you tap on that, it actually brings up a bigger icon, and that stays there, by the way. So if I come out of the app and go back in, that's still there. And that's on mine is showing mileage, because in the car I've actually got mileage shown on the info screen in the car. So if you had your percentage shown on the info screen in the car, then that would show percentage there. But I usually leave it on both so I can see both at a glance. And then going down, we've now got 2 rows of quick action buttons. We only used to have 1 row on the old version of this app, so you've now got 2, and you can also decide which buttons are in this 6 as well. And so I've got climate, turn the climate on, open the frunk, unlock or lock the car, which I've just done. Actually, if I go back to the main face now, you'll see now there's a sign saying the car is open, and if I tap on that, oops, wrong one. I think if I tap on that, no, you'd have to go into the app and then hit that, and it'll lock the car for you. So the car's now locked again. And then the 4th button here is to open the trunk or boot. That one then is to unlock the charge port, and it's greyed out at the moment because I haven't got the car plugged in. And then that one, the last one in the right corner there, is to defrost the car. So hit that and it'll defrost the car for me. And then further down, a bit of information. You've got the inside car temperature, 21.4, and you've got the outside temperature, and whether this is Fahrenheit or Celsius depends on what you've got set in the car. And in the middle, if there were any charging going on now, you'd see some information on the charging as well. Then you can set the charge limit from the watch app, so you can simply press the pluses there if you want to, or use the crown to set the charging limit. I'll set mine back to 90 and hit the tap limit, and that's set. And then you've got settings. So what I'm going to do later is I'm going to test a few of these for you, because for me the biggest thing with these sort of apps is how long does it take when you hit a button for the action to take place. And obviously there is a lag, because it's got to wake the car up, it's got to send the information to the car, it's got to get the information back to display it on the watch, so there is a lag. It isn't as fast as doing it on the Tesla app on the phone, but the idea behind this is you don't get your phone out, you can just do it from here, and you soon get used to it. So you know that when I'm leaving the house, I'll tap it before I sort of walk to the door to leave the house, and by the time I get there the charge port's unlocked or something like that. But we'll have a little demo of that in a moment. But on the new version of this app now as well, you've also got the rest of the icons for control. So you swipe to the right or left, whichever, and then you've got a load of other icons or actions that you can do. Home link is the first one. Now some of these are greyed out because they're not applicable to me, but you've got home link is the first one. So if you had garage door or gates or something, you could do that from here. Remote start, I've not activated that because this particular watch hasn't got a SIM card in it. It's only Wi-Fi. And really, for that to work effectively and for not to get you into trouble, it means that you could basically not have your phone with you and you'd be able to unlock the car, etc., and drive the car using this, not using your phone. Two issues. One, you have to put your password in, your Tesla password, which, third-party app. I don't think there's an issue with it, but some people say there is, or there might be. It wouldn't bother me. And then the other more important thing is, though, it's much better really for watches that have got their own, SIM card, so they can communicate without any Wi-Fi, because you need to be connected to the internet for that to work. So they're greyed out in mine. I've left them greyed out because if you're not using them, they don't appear in the 6, so to speak. But anyway, I'll play with that. I don't think it's going to be a major issue anyway. But so the other buttons, you've got seat heaters, so I could hit that now and the heated seats would switch on. Enable sentry mode, vent the windows, vent the sunroof's greyed out because I've got a Model 3 and it hasn't got a sunroof. Open the charge port and find the location of the car, and that switches to maps then and shows you where the location of the car is. Flash your headlights, honk your horn. This might work actually, hold on. Oh yeah, you may have heard that in the background. There was probably a 1 second, if that. And then compass. Compass is quite good. You hit that and it tells you how far your car is away and even shows you the direction to walk towards it. Quite cool if you get lost in a car park or something. So those are the icons. Let's have a little look down at the settings. So if we go into settings, control order, if you hit that, then this is where you now activate 2 rows in the main screen. So you can switch that off and still only have 1 row. Or show inactive controls, as these ones that are greyed out still get shown. I've done that because when I've switched that off, it removes, for example, the car's not charging now, so it removes the unlock the charge port. And I'd rather just leave that on there, so that's what I've done. I will play with that. It might be that if the car was plugged in, it would bring it back, in which case it wouldn't be so bad. But anyway, a bit further down, you've got you can decide which are in your 2 rows of icons on the main home screen of the app, and you just simply touch it and drag it and drop it. Underneath the 6 that I've selected are all the others that you could drag up and have in your top 6. What other settings have we got? Okay, this is the part now that I spoke about earlier about waking the car up. Background updates is more to do with the app, so I think it is anyway, that it'll update the app in the background. I'm pretty sure it is. Allow wake up in background is about waking the car up to pull data from it, so your charge level, etc. Now I've got that switched off because it will affect your battery life of your car a little bit, not much but a little bit. If you decided to have that switched on yourself, then you just toggle that switch, he says, there we are, and then you can have it to always, or you can have it at set times, and you can also have it as an interval, so you can decide how long an interval you want. Let's just see what that allows you to go to. Well, every 15 minutes you could have the watch app waking the car up and pulling data, or you can go the other way and take it to every 5 hours. So I would have thought if you had it every 5 hours, that's not really going to hurt. But for me, I'd rather leave it switched off. So I'll leave it set at an hour, but I'll actually deactivate that so it doesn't wake the car up. Either my fingers are too big or that switch needs to switch off. There we are. Okay, then you can also set a plug-in reminder. This is quite handy. So you can set the parameters for this. So at 6 o'clock, for example, if the car's not plugged in, then it'll remind me on the watch that I need to plug the car in. And you can put your home address in there, etc. Current vehicle location tells you there. Background image, as I said, you need to look at the Fugal Tesla app for that. It's quite a complex process, but worth doing in my view, but only if you've got a spare 20 minutes to play. So that's pretty much it, a whistle-stop tour of the app. What I will do now though is just set up a camera in a different place so we can actually see the reaction time for some of these buttons. It's horrible weather out there, and I'm not going to take my nice camera out in the rain, so I'm going to try a few experiments on timings from inside the house. I've got the camera pointing at the charge port of the car, and I've got the watch app open. I'm about to touch the open port button, and this will be live. I'm not going to cut or anything, so you're not going to be able to see the watch, but you'll see how long it takes, and I'm going to keep the camera rolling. So I'm touching the button in 3, 2, 1. There we go. That was pretty good, I'd say, wouldn't you? And I'll close it again in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what was that? A second and a half maybe? We'll try another one now. We'll actually just reframe it slightly, and there we go. I even like the roof of the car with the raindrops on it. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So we'll try the horn, because obviously you'll be able to hear that as I press the button. So let's honk the horn. Give me a second, just need to find it. There we are, honk. So 3, 2, 1. So hopefully you heard that. Again, it was about a second and a half. The one I'd really like to show you, which is going to be difficult because I'm not plugged in at the moment, is how long it takes to go and unplug the car charger. I'm not going to be able to show you that, but you'll need to trust me, it's about another second, because what it does, particularly with the Zappy charger, because like the car would be charging from the solar, so what it actually does is it wakes the car up, it tells the car to stop charging. Once the car has stopped charging, then it unlocks the charge port. So what I tend to do is I tend to activate that as I'm walking, and then by the time I get to the car, it's already unlocked. But we'll try a few more of these now. Let's try a couple more. Okay, I've just reset slightly. We're actually going to try and vent the windows now. So 3, 2, 1. And there you saw it. And 3, 2, 1. There we go. Are there any others on there I can try? Well, I mean, I think they're all going to be pretty much the same. You saw the speed of them. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah, I don't think there's any others I need to show you, really. I could show you the unlocking of the car, actually. That might be quite good, because you'll see. Let me just reposition the camera a little bit so you see the mirror. And 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. There we go. So guys, I hope you found this video handy. I would definitely recommend the app to you. It's I think it's currently $5.99 in the App Store, which isn't a lot, particularly when you compare it to things like Stats and Remote for Tesla, which I think are up in the £20 bracket. And whilst obviously Stats gives you a huge amount of data about the car, the battery and all that, I mean, personally, for me, it's one of those things you look at once or twice and don't really bother with again. it's more about the functionality for me, and I would definitely and strongly recommend watch for Tesla. Anyway, if you had fun watching the video or it's helped you in any way, please do subscribe, please do like the video, and if you're thinking of buying a Tesla, it would really help me out. My link is below. Use me as a referrer if you like when you're buying your Tesla, and then we both get 1,000 free supercharger miles. But till next time, thanks for watching.